Some of you know, and maybe you not know, believe it or not, I've been around the health club industry and the fitness industry for the most part of my life. I remember being in seventh grade, Snellville Middle School, and went through a lot of struggles. I was bullied all the time. I was sitting at lunch many times. I don't want you to feel sorry for me because that was years ago. I've overcome. But I remember many times sitting at lunch by myself. No one would talk to me. I was a short, fat kid. Everybody picked on, and just literally bullied every day. And therefore, I wouldn't take it laying down. I got in a fight just about every day. And finally, my dad picked me up at school one time, and he took me. I was in seventh grade. Never will forget. He took me to a place called Fitness International, and he said, "Son, if you're going to fight, at least you're going to win." So he said, "We're gonna sign you up," and he signed me up with a guy named Rocky. That's a name right there, isn't it? That just inspires you. His name is Rocky Beebe, true story, and the rest is history. I started, he put me on a program, and I started working out, and before long, I started causing so much trouble that the owner said, "We got to get you involved. We got to keep you busy." So he had me cleaning chrome, started paying me $6 an hour. Man, I thought I was the man, making $6 an hour, working at Fitness International. All my friends had to work at Winn-Dixie and Kroger. I was working at Fitness International. We'd go work out in the mornings, and we'd go to Waffle House for breakfast. That's what true health nuts do. They go to Waffle House. And this was back in the day. This shows my age. They had minivans. They had, I don't know, 8 or 10 of them, minivans, Fitness International logos, a big company all around Northeast Atlanta there. And they would take me in the minivan to school and drop me off. My buddies were getting dropped off by the school bus. I was getting dropped off by Fitness International. Man, I went from a zero to a hero really quick. Started personal training, and after the personal training season, I was actually elevated to sales, and believe it or not, I was 19 years old and outsold everybody in the company. There's 4 different locations they had, and actually paid for Leanne's ring, the wedding ring, in about 3 or 4 weeks working at Fitness International over Christmas selling memberships. And so I've seen a lot, is what I should say, a lot through the health club industry, and not the industry so much as the fitness and taking care of yourself physically. And I've seen a lot of similarities with that, compared to our spiritual life, health clubs, and churches. And some of which I'll just share with you. We're going to lay a foundation today, and we're going to build on it the next few weeks. I thought about the reasons why people join a gym. It's not rocket science. You probably figure it out. They join a gym, what? To lose weight, to live longer, to look better, to feel better, and to get stronger. It's the same things the churches can offer. The church can offer an opportunity for you to lose weight. Now, not physically, unless you're a really good praiser and you sweat and jump up and down for 30 minutes. But not physically, but the weights of this world. Bible says, let's fix our eyes on Jesus and throw off all the sin and the weights that so easily entangle us. How many know there are real weights and burdens and loads that we carry in here week in, week out? And the Bible says to not hold on to that, but to cast all your cares upon Him, for He cares for you. The church absolutely can cause you to lose some of the weight and the stresses of this world. So the church is a real similar to a gym, It causes us to lose spiritual weight, emotional weight, if you will. A gym, they say, they want you, one of the reasons you sign up for a gym is not only to lose weight, but to live longer. To live longer. And how many know when you know Jesus, you're going to live a long time. You're going to live in eternity forever. The Bible says with long life, I'll satisfy them and show them my salvation. The Bible says if you obey your parents, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. For this is the first promise, that first commandment with a promise that it will go well with thee and you shall live a long time. Right? So when you do it God's way, you live longer, spiritually speaking, than you would if you just, kind of did it your own way. We look better when we go to church. We look better to a lost and dying world. I'm talking about if you get the real Jesus in this church, not just by coming, but if you get the real Jesus that I got, and some of you got in this church, you'll love more. You'll be more patient. You'll be more merciful and full of grace, and you'll be the salt of the earth, the light of the world. You'll lose weight. You'll live longer. You'll look better. You'll feel better. How many know that it's okay for us to be inspired and encouraged at church? Now, I'm not saying that every Sunday needs to be Tickle Your Ears Sunday. Just get my recording of last Sunday, and I'll prove that. You know, we have a well-balanced diet around here, but there's nothing wrong with you being inspired and feeling better about yourself and knowing who Jesus made you to be than in church. And then finally, to be stronger. Just like people sign up for a gym to be stronger, you know, the church makes you stronger. I want to remind you that church is on a Sunday, and Sunday is not the end of the week. The Sunday is the first part of the week. Why? Because the church will accept you if you're limping, but that's not the number one role of the church. The church is to prepare you for conquering. That you can come in here limping, but we're going to get you fixed, and in the future, you're going to be prepared. You're not just going to be coming in every time life throws you a curveball. No, but you're going to learn how to bat on Sunday and hit that curveball through the week. And so it's not just coming in to get fixed with a hospital mentality, but it's a health club mentality. Because if I can join the gym today, come on somebody, I may stay out of ICU tomorrow. A lot of times we wait for ICU to hit, and then we go try to join a gym, and we wait for hell to hit, and then we try to go to church. And God absolutely will fix you. God absolutely will help you. But he doesn't want you just to come in limping and limp through life. He wants to, you know, the Bible says that above all things, he would that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. He said, I've made you to reign in this life. Doesn't sound like somebody limping to me. Made you to reign in this life as kings through one Christ Jesus. You know, a good health club with a good personal trainer will keep you out of the hospital. And a good church with a good pastor will keep you out of hell. And just like there's similarities in why people join a gym, there are also similarities in why people stay away from a gym. You with me still? There's similarities in why people try to avoid a gym. Number one, they feel like they can do it on their own. Right? I've been there. Number two, they feel really ashamed. And after all, everybody in a gym is chiseled. Right. Everybody in a gym is in perfect shape, and I'm the only one that's going to be in there that needs to lose weight. And we have that thought, so we want to stay away from the gym. We'll do it our own. We're embarrassed, or we don't want to pay the price. Now, we'll pay the price, hundreds and even thousands of dollars for hospital bills and doctor's bills and medicine, but we won't pay the $29.99 to join the gym. How many know gyms should love me today? I should have promoted this a lot better. But here's the truth of the matter. It's the same thing with church. Now, just lock in with me. People don't go to church, number one, because they feel like they can do it on their own. And I would just encourage you to define what the it is. Because you absolutely can get to heaven without the church. But I'm not sure how strong you're going to be in life without the church. It's interesting. I can get on the coast of California, and I could geographically, technically speaking, I could swim to Hawaii. How many of you? Nobody's ever done it. Nobody's ever going to do it. Geographically, I can do it. But there's too many currents, undertows, sharks. There's too many things that's going to take me out. Geographically, you can go to heaven without going to church. You can do it. All you got to do is go through Jesus. But the reality of it happening is slim to none. Why? Because if you love Jesus and you know him, you're going to want to be in his house, and you're going to want to be a part of. Now, I'm preaching to the choir right now, but the truth is a lot of times we feel like we can do it on our own, and I would just challenge you to define what it is. I can do it by myself. Well, if it's to get to heaven, yes, you and Jesus. But if it's to live heaven on earth, and that's what Jesus prayed for, that, you know, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We are called to bring heaven down on earth. How many know you don't have to wait to get to heaven to have heaven? And how many know you can live hell before you get to hell? Right? So, we think we can do it our own. Or we feel bad. Our life's a mess. We feel guilty. We're embarrassed. Because after all, everybody in church is chiseled. Everybody in church has it all together. Everybody in church, their marriage is perfect. They don't have jacked up marriages like I do. After all, you know, their families are perfect. I see their kids. They got 2.5 kids and 2.5 kids and, you know, white picket fence. And I see where they live, what they drive. Yeah, but you don't see what goes on in their home. And Satan's biggest lie would be to isolate you and cause you to feel like you're the only one that's jacked up. And see, I don't measure up there. I can't go there. So we feel like we can do it on our own, and or we're embarrassed because we know we have struggles and we have issues, and we bought into a lie to believe we're the only ones that do, and all those church people go to church because they're perfect. No, we go to church because we're not. You don't go to the doctor for everything. Can you imagine going to the doctor tomorrow, Michael, and saying, doctor says, yeah, what can I do for you? I don't know, I just came to see you. No, where's it hurting? Oh, nothing's hurting. Do you have what's your symptoms? Do you have a fever? Oh, no, I'm perfect. He'd probably say, you're wasting my time, get out of my... But Jesus said it's not the healthy who need a doctor. It's the sick. So maybe we feel embarrassed, or maybe we don't want to pay the price. Like the gym, you won't pay the $29 today, but you'll pay hundreds and thousands of dollars in medical bills tomorrow. It could be that we don't want to pay the price in church today, but you'll sure be paying when you have to call the divorce attorney and counseling and drug rehabs and all that tomorrow. It's a lot cheaper to pay now. Because if you don't pay now, if you pay now, you can play later. You'll get rewards and blessings. But if you don't pay now, you won't get to play later. You will pay later. You know, I thought about the similarities of not only why people go to church and as it compares to the gym, compares to the church, but also why we don't go, and the results are the same. Now just stay with me. I'm laying a quick foundation. I'm going to preach for just a few minutes and then we'll be done. What's the results of not going to the gym? You know, because think about it, well-meaning people like me, I remember we were in Longview and I said, you know what, I'm just going to buy a weight set. So I bought a 300-pound weight set. I got the brand new bag, you know, the punching bag. I got the gloves. I hung mirrors. Because you got to see yourself when you're working out. Ain't that right, Chuck? I know I'm preaching truth. Got music going. Everything's gravy, man, in September. It got cold. And I said, man, that sofa feels a lot better. It's a lot warmer in here than it is in the garage. So I stopped going. I had good intentions, but I stopped going. People have great intentions. They get the treadmill. They buy the elliptical. They get their little weight set. They hang the mirrors. They have great intentions, but it usually ends in a garage sale. The number one item in garage sales is workout equipment. People don't buy a treadmill to sell it in a garage sale. They have good intentions, but it usually ends and the cycle continues. People don't go to church or do their own thing because they want to continue that. No, they have good intentions. They don't go to church, but Pastor, have you seen this new Bible app? I got this Bible app. I got this really sweet prayer journal. And at 7 o'clock every Sunday night, I watch Joel. Great intentions, but the cycle continues. Week in, week out. Month in, month out. Year in, year out. And nothing's changed because nothing's changed. Nothing changes until something changes. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. The truest definition of insanity is doing the same thing the same way and expecting different results. But if I'll do some things I've never done, then I may start seeing some things I've never experienced. I thought about the Israelites. Israelites wandered around in circles or cycles for years. God was trying to get them into a place called the Canaan's land, the land of milk and honey, the promised land, trying to get them into a place. God had a purpose, had a plan the whole time for their life, trying to get them into a place, a position, but it wasn't God, it was them. They weren't in the right position. I thought about a few days ago, I went and took Leanne to Panera Bread. I took her there because real men don't eat at Panera Bread. Thank you. Thank you. So I went and got chicken wings. And that's why I can work out 3 times a day and still look the way I do, because I eat fried chicken wings. And so we went to Panera Bread and walked in, and Leanne ordered her meal. And a few minutes later, we're sitting there saying, man, I wish they'd hurry up. I said, I do too. I'm hungry. I want to get my wings. And time went by, and more time went by, and man, they are taking forever. So finally, I went around the corner just to get something. I got a cup of ice, actually, and I was going around the corner, and that's where the kitchen was, the serving counter, and they had been calling her name for the past few minutes. But we weren't in right position to hear it. Could it be God's calling your name, and He wants you to have what the Joneses have? He wants you to live a blessed life. He wants you to live a life of abundance and great health and joy and peace and healing. And He wants you to walk in that, but you're just not right. Nothing wrong with God. God says today, it's not me, it's you. It's not that I'm not answering your prayers. You're just going around in cycles, never getting in the place I have for you. Did you know it wasn't the giants outside of the camp that kept the Israelites out of the promised land? It was the voices in the camp. The 10 spies that were negative and critical, and they can't do it, and they're not good enough, and they're not able. And wonder, that sounds a lot like us, doesn't it, sometimes, when Satan tries to put those voices in our lives. It'll never be what happens to you that keeps you out of the promised land, only what happens in you. That'll determine whether you get in or out. You know, I thought about the fact that God delivered them from Egypt and bondage, but Egypt and bondage wasn't delivered from them. It was still in them. I mean, you can be set free from bondage in Pharaoh and Egypt, but that mentality still be in you. So they were wandering around in circles. But I'm here to confess over your life today that starting today, over the next few weeks, we're going to begin to do some things we've never done, and we're going to begin to see things we've never seen. And I'm telling you, God is able, and the promise, He's got the promise for us. He's got the answer for us, but we've got to break some cycles. Listen, the product will never change until the pattern does. 1 + 1 will always be 2. 10 + 10 will always be 20. You can't pray your way out of disobedience. You can't give your way out of a prayer life. There's some things in my product that will never change until my pattern does. I'm preaching really good. I know I don't have a suit on. I know I don't have a pulpit right here. But there's some things that in our lives that'll change as soon as our patterns begin to change. And, you know, if, Michael, you give me directions to your house, and you say, take this route, and I take it, and it gets me lost somewhere, I may say, okay, it was on me, I'll listen. And you give me the wrong directions 2 or 3 times, I'm never talking to you again. I'm going to be so stressed out. Come on, anybody ever been there? You know, you want to throw Siri out the window. You know, you're in odds now with your spouse because she says stop and ask for directions. And how many know guys never stop and ask for directions? And you're stressed out, you're like, you're lost somewhere, you're confused. Why? The destination wasn't the problem, just taking the wrong route. And until our route changes. So I got some areas I want to read to you very quickly, and then we're going to talk, maybe only get to 1 or 2 today, and whenever we're done, we're done. But there's some routes that I believe that if we can change the route, our destination will change. Isaiah 43. God's speaking to Isaiah in verse 18 and 19. What's interesting here is he said, the first thing he says is, let me get to it. Forget. Yeah, forget. Forget the former things, he says. Now, whoa, wait a second. Time out, stop the press. Forget. He wasn't talking about the bad. They had a good past. But a lot of times we can mistake good for God. God for good. God is not the God of good enough. He's the God of more than enough. He's not, sometimes we can settle for average and mediocre when God says, I have exceedingly and abundantly for you. We can settle a lot of times for what God did in the past, and God's saying, I want to do something in your present. So he said, forget the former things. Don't dwell on the past. See. Now, if you've heard me preach any amount of time at all, you know I'm all about God. God speaks throughout his word, telling people to see what he sees. He wouldn't have said see if it wasn't possible to miss it. Could it be that God's already doing what you've asked him to do, you just don't see it? Could it be that God's already answering your prayers, already meeting your needs, but because we're not grateful? Just a thought. See, I'm doing a new thing. Now, when I was growing up in church, anytime the preacher would read that, yeah, come on, the organ going, I'm doing a new thing, woo, and doing a new thing. Yes, he is. Come on, somebody. Yeah, doing a new thing. But nobody ever broke that down. The new thing means it's not the old thing. It's not the old thing, so something has to change. Guess what? God says, I am God and I change not. Jesus Christ, Hebrews says, the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if we're going to get what God says is ours, if we're going to live in the land God says is for us, then it's not up for him to change, but he said, I want to do a new thing. I want to do it. But remember, it's a new thing. So it's not the old thing. And how many know everybody hates change? But in order to get the new thing, sometimes we have to change. Luke chapter 5. Luke chapter 5. Turn there with me if you will. Jesus talking. Verse 37. He said, and no one. Somebody say no one. Come on, turn to somebody and say that means you. No one pours new wine into old wineskin. Not no one except you. Not no one except the person next, I know that's for everybody. How many know so many times, oh God, so many times we come into a service and we're like, man, this is great for my neighbor. My spouse, I hope they're listening. No, he said no one, including you, baby. You can't pour new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the new wine will burst the skins. Listen, he's telling you why you can't do it. Not because he's mad at you. He's madly in love with you, and he knows what he's got is so great and so powerful and so effective that if it's not a new wineskin, you'll destroy your life inside noon tomorrow. So he said, the wine will run out and the wineskins be ruined. In verse 38, no, new wine must be poured into new wineskins. You know what that means? You know what a wineskin is? In order for it to be a wineskin, that means an animal must be killed. In order for it to be a wineskin, something has to have died. He said it's a new wineskin. And that's very interesting. That means something has to have died recently. I know you got saved 32 years ago and you're more saved than Jesus, Paul, Mary, Peter. I know you died 10 years ago to your flesh, but did you die this morning? Because the Apostle Paul said it best. He said, I die daily. Every single day I have to get up and say, I die. I am crucified. I don't live. Because the number one weapon Satan has in the church is offense. I mean, there's people that will give everything they have and give it to the poor. I mean, they'll serve in the house of God. They're all in, but you rub them the wrong way or something happens they don't quite like and they get offended and Satan takes them out. Jesus said, that's why you got to be a new wineskin. I need you to die every day. Die to your way. Because Jesus said, I'm the only way. I don't think he was just talking about salvation. He said, I'm the only way. I don't think he's just talking about to the cross or through the cross. I don't think he was talking about just to heaven. I think he was saying my way works. You can plug that into whatever area of life. You can do it your way or his way. His way works. Our way doesn't. So let's talk about a new route very quickly, and then we'll close and beat the Baptist to lunch. I want to talk to you about body transformation. Body transformation. And you're like, man, I did not come to hear all this. Well, maybe this is what you came that you needed, and God would rather hit you with what you need than what you want. Right? Let's talk about body transformation as it compares to spiritual life transformation. In my experience, there are really 5 main things you need to do to see transformation in your body. And it's the same 5, interestingly enough, it's the same 5 that we've got to do if we want to see spiritual transformation. How many in one area or another? Come on, don't be so holy-fied. You want to see something change in your life. Come on, raise your hand. Be real. Most of you would be on the lake if you didn't, right? So there's some area you're here at church needing something from God to do something. One more time, raise your hand for the crowd shot. If you watch it online, everybody's got their hand raised except for the ones that are lying, and we'll give an altar call for that later. Or the ones that are content. Because some of the things I need God to do is not to fix anything, but I'm believing for some stuff. Number 1, you need to join a gym. You need to join a gym. If you want to see body transformation, you need to join a gym. Not visit one. That means commitment. Somebody say commitment. Number 1, you got to be committed to this thing. You know, that's why everybody wants to go on the 2-day guest passes. They don't have to commit. They want to go for the 1-week, 2-week, 3-week, 4-week trials and then pop on over to another health club. You're health club hoppers, gym hopper. At least you're not a club hopper or bar hopper. You know, that's better than that. But you know, we don't want to commit. Now, watch this now. We commit to the things. We have no problem with commitment. Our problem is, what are we committing to? Because I'll prove it to you. You'll commit 30 years. Some of you, even sad to say, they even have 40 and 45-year mortgages now. So you'll commit 30 years to a mortgage. Commit 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years, 72 months a lot of times, to a car. You'll commit for life to the wife, and we should, to our spouses. But then you come into church and you say, preacher, I'll help you out anytime you need me, call me, but I can't commit. No, you just don't see it as a priority yet. You will eventually. When your life becomes a hell, then all of a sudden it's amazing how this becomes a priority. People want to visit. People want to go hop, but you don't commit. Psalm chapter 1, just stay with me for a second, 7 minutes and 23 seconds, okay? Just stay with me. A lot of times, well, let me just say, Psalm chapter 1, verse 1 says, like a tree planted. Somebody say planted. Planted by the waters. Whatsoever things. That means whatever, dude. Whatever things he does prospers. You'll never be successful in any area of life quitting and uprooting. You will only be successful when you dig in. The Bible says, he that's planted in the house of God shall flourish in all their ways. When you commit to the gym, you see results. It's just the truth. Because usually people are more committed to what they pay for. Usually. You commit to the house of God and say, this is my church. I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to join this church. It's not enough for me because I know me. If I don't join, if I don't commit, then I know I'll get offended at something, or I'll start sleeping in, or I'll start doing this or make this excuse. So I know that I've got, see, that's real men and real women. They know, they're self-aware. They know who they are. And I've got to commit. That's why I lost 32 pounds. I gained half of it back already. I bought Nutrisystem. Why? Because I know, brother, if I buy the food, I'm going to eat it. Usually. So we got to commit. You'll only go so far in Jesus and in your life until you commit to him. Have you committed your life to him? Have you sold out and surrendered? I'm not about giving your heart. Have you given him all of you? Have you given him your mind too? So you'll never go but so far watching online. You need to commit to a local church. I love pouring into people online, man. We had 1,900 different people watch this by you, all of us here last week, and people online last Sunday. From last Sunday until now, we got almost 2,000 different people. That's pretty good for a little church that started in Pawnee, Texas, right? But I got to tell you the truth. This can't take the place of your church. This is not an internet campus. This is an internet ministry. It's a big difference. Nothing can take the place of this atmosphere. You got to be committed. Number two, if you commit to the church or to the gym, then you got to go. Right? Put my next point up there. If you commit, then there it is. I forgot, but my daughter's back there running things. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. You can't work out one day a month and think you're going to see results. You can't diet every Monday like me. I have great intentions. I start my diet every Monday morning. I meet with our executive team. I have my protein shake. I have my protein bar. I got my big 50-ounce bottle of water because I mean business until about 6 o'clock. And then the next day I'm at Popeyes. Pray for me. Pray for me. You got to be consistent. Come on, this is not a good time to look at your spouse and say he's talking to you. Don't do that. Don't do that. But you got to be consistent. Can I tell you the truth and you still like me? Can I tell you the truth and you stop running from everybody that tells you the truth? You can't go to church once every 4 to 6 weeks and see the fullness of God. There are real people. I mean, real life people. I'm looking at Rosie. I'm looking at real people. You aren't makeup, right? You're real people. You have makeup on probably, but you're not make believe. You're real people. They go to church every Sunday. There are real people that actually get up and go to church every week. It's an amazing thing. And if you make God a priority now, you show up at his house now, if you stop saying the preacher's all about my money now, if you stop being a spectator and an official pew sitter, downer, whatever it's called. But if you'll make a decision now, you may be able to keep your teenager out of drug rehab later. Your little 4-year-old precious little girl that's all sweet right now may not grow up and get pregnant before she gets married. See, we wait. I was a youth pastor for years. I know this. I'm talking the truth right now. Nobody sees church, youth ministry, kids ministry a priority until we go through the junk. We at the lake, we at the soccer fields, we at Disney World, we in where's that place Josh is at right now? Cabos. Yeah, I just called you out again. Anyway, no, he needs a vacation. He's awesome. But my whole point is this. We at other places until we need a miracle. Be consistent. Pastor, that tithing thing's a gimmick. I tried it one time. Listen, don't insult me because I feel like I'm a representation of God. I'm a pastor. I'm his instrument. Don't insult me and act like I'm trying to gimmick you. I don't need your money, neither does God, thank you. But if you're going hungry or losing the house or you're they're repo in the car, it ain't because you tithed, honey. It's because you mismanaged your money in other places. Let's just get real. Come on, keeping it real. What? Let's keep it real. Leanne said, no, that ain't me. I'm just keeping it real, dude. Let's keep it real. He that puts the first fruits from the house of God or from his into the house of God and tithes, not just a 10%, insinuating God needs it. God doesn't need it. You need it. So when you give the first 10% to him, he blows up the other 90%. Stop saying it's gimmicky. There's no gimmick about it. This is for you. Pastor, I fasted one time and I got headaches. Yeah, because you fasted one time in 38 years. See, it's consistency. It's consistent. Somebody say consistency. I got 18 seconds. Let's go to the third one. I'll close with that. So you join a gym. This is great. You join a gym, you commit. Then you go more than once a month. You start going consistently. Now you've committed and you're consistent. But when you get to the gym, I know some people do not know this, and I'm not being sarcastic. I'm telling you, I've been in the gyms. Drives me nuts, Jeremy. People will go into that gym and they will sit and they'll talk on their phone. They will sit there. Sit there and talk. Yeah, you want to go? Let's go to Fridays tonight. Yeah. There's talking away. I want to take that phone and throw it as far as I possibly can. I mean, they'll go walk around. They're the social butterfly of the gym. They'll spend 3 hours a day in the gym, but do one set. I mean, they'll flirt. And they're married. I've seen guys say they want to take their ring off because they don't want to scratch it. Yeah. You better keep that ring on. You know what I do? You know what I do if because I've got eyes. I see a girl or, that's cute or whatever. And Pastor, you mean 21 years of marriage? And I got eyes. And immediately, if she comes up and does dumbbells next to me, whatever, if she starts talking, I immediately bring up my wife. Immediately, just to make sure that she knows where we're at and I remember where we're at. This is real talk, dudes. Dudettes. But how many times do we see people in the gym just chilling? And then they blame it on the gym. They blame it on the gym. They blame it on the atmosphere, the music, the personal trainer. At some point, they've got to take ownership. At some point, it ain't going to work for them until they get involved. When's the last time you started exercising what you believe? My God shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. Yeah, but you can't tithe. There it is again. When's the last time you did more than just spectate, but you participated? You exercised your faith. Because ain't nobody drawing closer to Jesus coming and socializing on Sunday morning. There's people in this church, unfortunately, that will go to hell. There's people in this church, unfortunately, that will never see all God had intended for them. And it's not the gym's fault. It's not the workout equipment. It's not the personal trainer. At some point, you've got to take responsibility for your life and say, I realize that nothing's going to change until I do. And I'm telling you, it's an amazing thing whenever I can't sleep at night. And I woke up this morning at 5-something and said, why are you up so early? I said, I just can't sleep. I'm going to go pray. And I came to the sanctuary and I prayed for you. I prayed for your kids and kids' life. Something special about these next few weeks, this series. Could it be that the thing you've been praying and begging and asking God to do for years, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, he's not just going to do it. He's already done it. He wants to give it to you. But the next 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to get just a few little tweaks lead to greater peaks. And you're going to get in right position. Oh. And that's when you really kind of hate yourself because you're like, I could have got here when I was 20. Refuel is an amazing thing. Refuel is a mission that keeps on giving. See, because if I raise an offering today for the homeless, we have generous people in here. You'd give like crazy. But you would touch one life. And how many know that's important? One life. But Refuel is so amazing because when we pour into pastors and leaders, they're influencers. That means we impact their family, and they go back and touch their church. They go back and touch their community. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. It really is. You know, like I've often said, nobody can tell how many seeds in an apple, but you can tell how many seeds in an apple, but you can't tell how many apples in one seed. God wants to do something special. He wants to continue to do something special with the Refuel. Let me read something I got, and I'll end with this. But let me just read this to you from a local pastor in Dallas. See, Refuel, what we do, we sponsor them. If they just get here, then we take care of the rest. We pay their hotels, their food, with your money. Because we believe in sowing in, and what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. And we take care of their food, their hotel, their travel while they're here, transportation, their conference. We refund them for the conference at the end of the week as long as they've been faithful to it. Now, if they don't come, we keep their money because we want to see skin in the game. These are men and women that are hungry, that need help. And we give them first-class ministry. I mean, Ron Carpenter, Robert Madu, Dr. Dave Martin just spoke to 32,000 people. And where's that? Is it... where is that Joseph Prince? Singapore? I think it's Singapore. 32,000 people he just spoke to this week in one big stadium, and he's going to be right here in a few weeks. And guess what? We're sponsoring and scholarshiping pastors and leaders to be part of something like this. And they go back to their communities and churches. So one little seed that you give, one sacrificial offering, not only will touch your life, nobody knows how many more lives. We did this very thing a few years ago for a Dallas pastor, and he sent us this testimony. In July of 2016, I, along with my family, excused ourselves from our normal Sunday pastoral duties, and we attended Free Life Church in Forney, Texas for the very first time. Little did I know that July 3rd, 2016 would be a day that would change my life, or my family, and my church dramatically. Prior to that Sunday, we had never met the pastors of Free Life. The introduction was an indication of where this friendship was headed. Pastor Richie and family were overly generous with their time and my family, and we connected seamlessly. That same month that we attended Refuel for the very first time, the services were great. The worship was amazing. The speakers spoke timely messages. But the thing that really impacted us was the relationships materialized. I've learned that it's a blessing to walk in relationship with others through Refuel. The Bible is clear that where 2 or 3 are gathered, God is in that relationship. And we all know that the more cords we have woven together, the stronger the bond. When we first met the Mullis family, our church was a freshly launched congregation with just a few dozen attendees. A few dozen. And we were on an island. By virtue of the breakout sessions, the shared meals, and wonderful services together at Refuel, we developed the connection our family had been sorely lacking. The Mullis family, pastoral staff, and the dream team of Free Life Church have spent countless hours with us in our church. See, we're not just impacting these 4 walls. They've helped us organize, strategize, evangelize. The astounding part is that Free Life has never asked for anything from us. They truly adhere to what Pastor Richie says on occasions, which is, we are blessed to be a blessing. If God will give it to you, what he can get through you. Refuel and the relationships resulting from it have helped our church grow dramatically. Watch this, from dozens to hundreds. And I'm believing one day thousands. Of course, God gets all the glory, but without Refuel and Free Life, our church and our family wouldn't have as successful of a story. I got so many of these. I got one pastor friend that pastor a church. I'm not going to call his name. This is obviously live around the world, but his wife just had left him for another woman. This is a pastor dealing with real issues like you, but just not giving up. Came out here. God has blessed him. God has restored some things, but he remarried. Beautiful, loving Jesus girl. They have kids, and now they're really soon for making the transition into being the senior pastors of that church. All because there's a church in Forney, Texas that wasn't limited in our vision to, well, we're out here in Forney, man. Y'all doing a pretty good thing out here. But we see that, man, we're called to change the world. And the world is what will change. We may not change the whole world, but we'll change somebody's world. And then we'll change another person's world. And we'll change their world and their world. I'm asking you just to go all in this refuel thing. I'm asking you to give your heart to it. I'm asking you to volunteer. I'm asking you to text next steps and get involved. I'm asking you to give. Put our information up there where you can give. I want ushers to prepare. All of you received an envelope when you came in. Some of you can put something in that offering now. Some of you can't. I realize that. This is a special refuel offering. I will tell you it's about $500 to sponsor one pastor or leader. Now, Aaron has done an amazing job. I think you've raised close to 20 grand, haven't you, in sponsorships? We got big-time sponsors, corporate sponsors that are sponsoring this thing that you'll meet at Refuel. They're all out, they'll be out in the foyer with Expo. It's really cool. The first year we've ever done sponsorships, and Aaron has just rocked it out. But can I tell you, I'd hate to know that a heathen out there believes in Refuel more than we do. And so the budget is big. The budget is way more than $20,000. And the truth is, like I said before, God always provides. This is for what, when you sow into this is more for you than them. Will it impact them? You better believe it. But anytime God presents a need, it's not really a need, it's an opportunity. Because God's got it. Now, here's what's cool. I got that revelation. We have a $7 million facility we're believing God to provide for down the street. I'm having to believe for that. Right at $100,000 a month, we need to believe for to meet budget now. Now. I'm talking about with this, the land we pay on, everything, this payroll, I mean, everything. The missions that we give so much away to missions locally and globally. And then not even counting my personal budget. You know, I got 3 teenage daughters, right? So surely goodness and broke, right? But you know, I've come to a place that I know that he's Jehovah Jireh. He's our provider. It's so easy for me. Why? Because I've tasted and seen that the Lord is good. He's always provided. My question is, are you at that place? See, this offering ain't about Pastor Richie and meeting the need here. God's got that. This is about, where are you? Are you at the place to believe that God will supply all your needs? If so, then when you let something go in your hands, God lets something go in his. You may or may not be able to give anything today. I didn't prepare you for this. That's why we're 3 weeks out. You have an envelope. Maybe you text give and you don't need the envelope. Let the envelope be a matter of prayer for the next 3 weeks. Maybe won't you just take, if the worst case scenario, take what you spend on lunch the next 3 Fridays and give that as an offering at Refuel. But then volunteer and be a part. This is way more than just money. Be a part. Go up to somebody afterwards and say, how can I plug in? What's that next steps thing about? I want to watch the videos. I want to get it done this week so I can come to Dream Team night. Because nothing happens in life transformation until you start exercising your faith. It's called contributing. And watch what happens. If I do this the rest of my life, I'm seeing nothing. I'm going to feel good. But if my personal trainer says, oh man, come on, you've been at 5 pounds for a while, you can go 25. It's not really heavy, by the way, but. Oh, no, come on, you can do one more, you can do one more. Oh, I can't do another one. Personal trainer says, no, you can do one more. You can do one more, you can do one more. Remember, I can do all things through Christ that gives me strength. Okay. Okay, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. No, come on. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Okay. And you keep pushing it, and you keep pushing it. And guess what? You're going to be sore the next day. That's a good thing, because you don't grow until you stretch. And when you start stretching that, I'm talking to somebody online. God's not looking for what you've got. He's not here to make you comfortable. He's not looking for your convenience. He's looking for sacrifice. And when you pray when you don't want to pray, when you fast when you're hungry, and when you give offerings when you're broke, those are the things God says you're going to be sore the next day. Don't quit. The next day, do it again. And before long, it becomes natural and you grow. And then I can go to another place. I can go to another place. So whether you can give today or you give over the next few weeks, more than anything, give of yourself. Be all in. If you haven't registered for Refuel, do it and get a free t-shirt. I guess we still got some left, maybe. You get a free t-shirt if you register today. Worst case scenario, $19. That's the free life rate. But more than anything, God wants your heart. And nothing happens in the gym just sitting around. And nothing happens in the church until you get involved. Because it's not for God, it's for you. It just really is. Father, in the name of Jesus, I pray that you would bring great life transformation in hundreds and even thousands of people. We're estimating over 10,000 will be watching each night at Refuel. God, I thank you that the resources that you've blessed us with, you're not asking to take something from us, but you're asking because you're trying to get something to us. God, I pray that you would bless my friends that are here today. And God, I pray that you would also richly bless these pastors and leaders that need it, that are coming from all around the world, coming from Nigeria, coming from Uganda, coming from Seattle, coming from I had many sign up Friday from St. Louis, just a church, a region there. God, I'm asking you in the name of Jesus to cause the people of this house to catch the vision for what you want to do, not just for us, not just in us, but through us. We love you, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Would you give generous?